Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All American Cooking. I'm your host, Michael Allen. Today we are doing filet mignon, or as my mother would call it, filet mignon. But we're not just doing filet mignon, we're doing it sous vide. That's right, I got a new toy. No, it's not a sous vide machine. It's this beautiful, 12-in-1, 10-in-1, 8-in-1. It does a whole bunch of stuff, this ninja thing. We got pressure cook, we got sous vide, steam, sear, saute, slow cooker, yogurt, broil, air crisp, bake, roast, dehydrate, reheat. Pretty freaking cool. So, Amazon Prime, what are you gonna do? So I decided to make the best of it and make some sous vide filet mignon. So I started off by dry brining, which we all know by now is simply salting and leaving uncovered on a rack in the fridge overnight. And wait till you see what they look like when they come out. So check this one out, but before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell. That way you know when new videos are uploaded. And thank you all for your support. Let's get into this. So let's look at what we're working with. We've got these two beautiful, thick filet mignon. This comes from the tenderloin portion of the beef. It is one of the best bites of beef, one of the best steaks that you could possibly have. And I've been told by many the best way to cook this is sous vide. So we're going to start off by dry brining, which is very simply seasoning them very well with nothing more than kosher salt. And we're going to put them on a rack in a fridge overnight, uncovered, and you're going to see what they look like. Now, what is sous vide? Sous vide is cooking it in a vacuum-sealed bag in water, and the idea is that the temperature of the water is the temperature that you're going to want your steak. It cannot possibly get any hotter, so you can't possibly overcook it. But what happens when you do sous vide is it's cooked perfectly from edge to edge, but it doesn't look very good. It doesn't have that nice crust on it. So there's a couple different ways to get a crust. You can use a blowtorch, you can use a flamethrower, you can use a grill, you can use a broiler. Today we're going to use my blowtorch. So as you can see, I'm just seasoning these, and you see I'm putting some extra salt on the board itself. That's because this is a big, thick piece of meat. We're going to roll that around in the salt on the sides to make sure that everything is well seasoned with salt. And then, like I said, it's going to go on a rack in the fridge overnight uncovered, and we'll tend to it tomorrow. So once I was all done seasoning these kids with salt, this is what they look like. They're on their rack, which will be their home for the next 12 to 18 hours as they sit in the fridge overnight. And after a night in the fridge, this is what we've got. Look at the beautiful, deep red color on these gorgeous fillets. The salt is almost all but gone. It's penetrated deeply into that meat. That's going to help season throughout. It's going to help keep it nice and juicy. These are going to be absolutely fantastic sous vide. So now they've already been salted. Obviously, it's time to season them the rest of the way. And I like to start off with a little bit of oil. I'm using neutral oil, avocado oil to be specific. This is just to kind of moisten the outside to help the rest of the seasoning stick. And we're going very simply with this. After the salt obviously is in there, we don't need to add any more. So we're simply going to add a good amount of freshly ground black pepper and some granulated garlic. That's all we need. Salt, pepper, and garlic is really all you need. Now again, you can see that I'm getting some extra on the board. We want to season both sides, and we want to season those edges. So once it's all said and done, this is what we've got: two beautifully seasoned filet mignon ready for sous vide. So now they are in these special plastic bags. If you have a regular vacuum sealer, go ahead and use that. I do not. I've got this little handheld thing, and these are special bags for this little handheld thing. So we're going to seal these kids up, And we're gonna suck all the air out using my little vacuum device, and then they will go into the sous vide water. And now at the press of a button, watch as the air gets sucked out. And now we've got a perfectly vacuum sealed steak ready for sous vide. So I've filled the water up according to the instruction manual. I've set my temperature for 130 degrees, set my timer for 2 hours. It's been preheating for 10 minutes. It lets me know when it's ready. Now we simply drop the steaks in. And once both kids are in there completely submerged, I put the lid on, I lock it in place. I put the lid on and I lock it in place. There we go. Got the timer set for 2 hours, and up on top the vent is set to be open. Got to make sure that vent is open. We're not trying to pressure cook these kids. So we'll see you in 2 hours. And 2 hours later, the bell has gone off, the little chime, whatever noise it was that it made, and we open her up, and there's our beautiful steaks. Let's get them out of there. And then after you cut the bags open and you realize that these are reusable bags and they're sealed, you could have just pulled the bag apart and not destroyed the whole bag. We go ahead and remove the steaks and put them on the rack, and I know they don't look all that great. Trust me, they smell absolutely amazing, but they don't look all that good. They need a crust. So the first thing we need to do is we need to pat them dry very thoroughly. And once they're patted dry on both sides, it's time for me to fire up that beautiful kitchen torch, and let's give these kids a nice sear. And when you're just about there, there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of butter. Butter makes everything better. You see, it helps to increase the flame. That's just going to give us a beautiful flavor and a better crust on these gorgeous steaks. And there you have it, guys. Sous vide filet mignon, perfectly cooked from edge to edge, juicy, tender, and oh, so delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching All American Cooking. We'll see you next time. Don't eat boring food.